Morning. It's a bit windy, I'm afraid. I don't know if it's going to pick up my voice or not. And my breathing. But here we are, opposite the Palace of Westminster, and I'm going to walk along the South Bank a bit today. Let's just see how it goes, basically. Now, there's a long track here, but I'm not going to go along here. I'm going to go in the opposite direction, but it's quite a nice view, so I thought I'd at least show it to you. So there it is. Got Parliament over there on the right, and St Thomas's Hospital up behind this wall. But let's start walking and see what we can see. The big building up ahead is a hotel now. Oh, it's part of County Hall. Used to be the London Council, but now it's a Marriott hotel. Let's have a look. St Thomas's Hospital. Behind the building on the left there's a museum to Florence Nightingale. So if you want to go there, must not bash the stabiliser. Difficult to avoid doing, but anyway, there we go. Here's Westminster Bridge. You can see that now the traffic and the pedestrians are carefully separated following various or certain incidents. And just across the road there we have this statue of a white lion. I think he was made, I don't know, a century or two ago. And what's interesting about him is he hasn't deteriorated. The concrete or whatever it is, the plaster, has not deteriorated. But the company that made him did not patent the process. So when they closed, it was proprietary secret, and the secret is now lost. And we no longer know how to make limestone style statues that don't deteriorate. I guess we'll find it again in 1,000 years or so. I somehow got to get across the road here. I suppose I can play safe and go down to the lights, but if it's not busy, I'm tempted to just walk straight across. Well, it's busy-ish. Let's just wait for these cars to go and I'll sneak across somehow. County Hall now has various entertainment buildings in it, or companies in it. Here we go. I'm going to go down the front, stay by the riverside. mostly anyway. I might take some detours like this one. We're right by Mr. Lion now. There he is. Go down these steps.
Yeah, they've just got it, so the APM.
County Hall. And of course the London Eye, funny name for a Ferris wheel, if you ask me. And the river. Best bit, I think. The sort of round Art Deco building is Charing Cross Station. Oh, we've got a little native here. Doesn't seem to mind people around. Probably used to them. I'm looking for some bread or something, I think. On the right is the London Aquarium. I went in it a few years ago and it wasn't much good then, but it may well have improved since then. It was newish back then. Oops. Just zap this thing again. Right. School children going past Shrek's Adventure. I don't know what that noise is. Nice and peaceful. Oh, they're building a new dock on the other side for the riverboats. Maybe that's it. Vibro-piling, I think they call it. Oh, and the new location for London Dungeon is just here as well. It used to be near London Bridge. Now it's near Westminster Bridge. Because London Bridge had to close because they were rebuilding it, rebuilding the station. So it's here now. I've never been in there, but all these places want your money, you know. There is generally a lot of building work going on in London. Quite a bit around here. Now in the summer you get lots of people here dressed up as famous characters, but right now on a Friday afternoon, because I've got the day off work, it's pretty much deserted from commercial influences. We do have a couple of Egyptian geese though. Living around here. I don't know how they can afford the rent. You might just see on the right Recorder Lig Cider Lodge. At Christmas time they have this sort of I don't know what you call it, event here. Lots of food stalls and stuff. A little Christmas market thingy. This roundabout is here most of the time, most of the year though. Well, we're passing under the Jubilee footbridges and Charing Cross Bridge. I think it's called something else. Hungerford Bridge, I think. You can hear a train going into Charing Cross station. Oh yes, and at Christmas we have all these things for you to buy that you don't need, but okay. Why not? And street food, of course. Now we are at the South Bank Centre where they have concerts, classical concerts typically. That one that we saw was the Royal Festival Hall. I think the one on the right now, ahead, behind the yellow stairs, is the Queen Elizabeth Hall. Also a classical concert hall. Probably time to restart the camera because it has a 20-minute file size limit. Hold on. Right, back again. I haven't heard the phone ding. It's not due really for a minute or two, but if I hear it and I haven't restarted the camera, then it's gone on too long. People skateboard under here. The council or somebody keeps trying to close it and they keep on having petitions to keep it open. It's been open for years now. There's some Christmassy dining areas here where you can pay special Christmassy prices. Make Santa rich. Coming up is Waterloo Bridge. On days when it isn't raining, they tend to have bookstools here, second-hand books. And whether it's raining or not, you have the British Film Institute, the National Film Theatre, just here. And the National Theatre beyond, which is not film, it's non-film, stage and all that, Shakespeare and stuff, or quite often modern plays. I have to say I've never been to one.
You know where the BFI is?
Yep, we just passed it. We have here a statue of Laurence Olivier, apparently, allegedly. You probably can't see his features, but it's kind of well known for basically looking nothing like him at all. Maybe he looked like that when he was a teenager or something, I don't know. The South Bank Centre is built in the brutalist style of the 60s or 50s. 1950s, that is. Built for the Great Exhibition of whenever it was. And here we have London Pride by Frank Dobson. I don't know what the ladies represent. Let's have a look at the river again, shall we? There's a boat ahead, the Pride of London. I think London Pride is some traditional thing that I don't know what it is or what it's about. Never been that interested, really. You can see on the right St. Paul's Cathedral. I can see the wind is blowing into the microphone a bit, but hopefully my voice is louder. Had some problems on the last video, the Christmas lights, with the traffic noise. I put the mic closer to my mouth this time. Behind the trees you can see the towers of the City of London, or the central City of London bit. City of London actually starts round about here across the river, and it's a square mile apparently. I don't know if it's exact, probably not. It's a semi-independent part of Britain. Run by corporations. Literally, I mean, the actual government system is that corporations vote. I think people who live there can, but very few people live there. We all come here to commute, or commute here for work, and then we go home again somewhere else. Build a garden bridge here and knock down all these trees and stuff, but they couldn't raise the funding, so the scheme is kiboshed. Don't really need a bridge here anyway. The place is swarming with bridges. On the right, the home of This Morning of ITV television, for both of you that watch it. And this is Gabriel's Wharf. When the tide is out, there are guys down here making sand sculptures, but right now they get their feet wet, I think. The River Thames is tidal, at least going several miles inland. This is Gabriel's Wharf. Lots of restaurants and cafes and things in there, basically. We're approaching the Oxxo Tower, which actually we can't quite see because the building's actually in the way of it. You might have seen it earlier, I don't know. So called because the design on the building has stained windows, where the pattern spells out OXO. It was a tax dodge, basically. Advertisements were banned or taxed or something, and So they did it as a work of art instead, stained glass. So, there's creativity for you. A few little shops in here. Blackfriars Bridge up ahead. Slowing down a bit because some woman walking along on my right seems to be desperate to get in front of the camera. Get rid of them. Have a new tower going up over here. Don't think I can point the camera high enough to see it much. You can see the bottom of it. There we go. I suppose it's residential, because amazingly there are people who can afford to live in London, inexpensive micro flats. I'm overheating here. It's about 3 degrees Celsius, it's about 36 or so, 38 Fahrenheit. But I'm wearing my Norway kit, so I'm boiling basically. Walking under the bridge. Busker preparing up ahead. It is nice, that's what he uses. I suppose lunchtime's approaching, so they're getting ready for peak hours when all us drones come out of the office.
Disappointing.
Although to be fair, this is Blackfriars railway station. To be fair, most of the drones in my office stay in there. Who wants exercise, eh? Me, I'm one of the drones that goes outside. The Bendy Tower. To the left is the Walkie-Talkie Tower. The wedge-shaped one is the cheese grater. Proper name Leadenhall Tower. As usual, I didn't hear my phone chime every 20 minutes or 19 minutes. It's supposed to chime to remind me to turn the camera off, but I just can't hear it with this coat on. I think it's too heavy for it.
Because everyone's like, there's no like.
So I'm going to stop and start the camera again to be on the safe side, otherwise I'll forget or something. Alright, another 20 minutes to go. The big chimney stack on the right is the Tate Modern Art Gallery, or it's the chimney stack of it, a converted power station. In light blue there, the Bankside Gallery, a free little art exhibition and bookshop, and you can buy paintings there. In front of St Paul's there, the brown building is City of London School, an ancient school, but in new buildings. The Tate Modern, there we go. Art gallery of modern art. I guess bright sky is blasting the exposure. There we go, right. Well, you can see it roughly. There it is. Free to go in. Some of the exhibitions are paid, but there's always free stuff to see as well. Oop, Winnie the Pooh. He used to be at Covent Garden, not he's... No, Carnaby Street, but he seems to have moved. He's eating a sandwich now, he wasn't there. You can see what exhibitions are on. 1, 2, 3 swing from Hyundai, Modigliani, Ilya and Emilia Kabakov, Red Star over Russia, and Tate Lates. Something on after 6 p.m. or something, I don't know. Oh, another busker preparing. They usually play music here in the lunch times. I'm a little early. It's my preference to be early to try and beat the worst of the crowds, and the light is usually a bit better in the mornings. Just going to go up onto the Millennium Bridge here, or whatever it's called. I think it's the Millennium Bridge. Just have a quick look at the view, and then we'll carry on along here. Tate Modern up ahead. St. Paul's up ahead. You can just walk straight across and go straight up there to it if you're visiting. Or you can get there anyway from City Thames Link. Overground station. Now, how do I get out of here? Down here, how to go? There's plenty more to see, but I guess I'll have to stop in about 15 minutes. An hour is enough for these videos, after all, isn't it? I might make, and the battery tends to run out after an hour.
Trying to avoid the cinema until that's gone.
I do have spare batteries, so I might make a second movie. But the trouble is, putting batteries in the camera disrupts the stabiliser, and it takes a while to stabilise it all again, to rebalance it. So I'll probably stop for lunch and do some more afterwards.
Just one question with a nice film. Thank you, very short.
Hi. I'm being accosted here.
Sorry. We just do a food distribution for the people in London, and today we just ask everyone to give a contribution for the Christmas food.
Oh, I'm not going to. Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, right. Always after your money, I don't know. Right. Cardinal Cap Alley, some quaint old houses here. And the guy with the typewriter is a poet for hire. And you might see the Tudor building behind the exhibition and theatre tour, because it's Shakespeare's Globe, or a near copy of it, which was here or near here way back when. They have their schedule painted on the front wall here, or posted. So what have we got now? Well, 31st of December, it's Apocalypse Meow. Okay. Today, Romantics Anonymous, 7:30 p.m. No? Yes, 2 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. I don't know what it is, doesn't sound like Shakespeare. Anyway, this place was built by Sam Wanamaker. Now the path goes on past here. There's this London Bridge up ahead. And there isn't more to see, but it may have to be another video. Let's see how far I can get. 12 minutes. And the battery is not showing signs of running out yet, so maybe I can even carry on longer. But I might just split it into two, I don't know. I don't go in for heavy editing of videos. Don't have the time. See this pillar here? It's a repurposed cannon from the old days. There's quite a few of them around, especially by the Tower of London, which is further along this path on the other side. This door is alarmed, says the little sign. Somebody should calm it down. The bridge ahead carries the trains into Cannon Street railway station. See the Shard on the right. And down on the right is the Anchor, a bit blasted out by the sunshine. Let's get a bit closer. Shakespeare's local pub. I think it actually was. They've been complaining about the rents lately because it's like £100,000 a year or something, and the council wants to increase it. So it might be closing if the council thinks they're bluffing or doesn't care.
That Westminster.
Up ahead, on the right, behind all the people is the Clink Museum. This is the site of the original prison that gave prisons that nickname, the Clink. They call it a museum. It's a kind of a shop and a show, of course, but Adults £7.50, family 18 quid. That's not bad really. Although I haven't been in there, maybe it's rubbish. Who knows? Well, somebody who's been there can let me know. Now down this road is Borough Market, down there and on the left. I'm not going to go in there. On the right, behind the scaffolding, is the remains of an ancient church, Winchester Palace. But you can't see much of it anymore. That's all that's left to it, basically. It's a couple of walls. And some foundations down below. That's all we've got, really. Some bishops used to live there. But up ahead we have Francis Drake's Golden Hind, or one of them, because there's another one down in Plymouth. And I'll end the video there. I'll make another one walking on from here, I think, until the battery goes. I don't know. So, bye for now. Maybe see you in the next part.